For the next 3 days, I'm going to survive the wilderness of Switzerland, simply with a sleeping bag, nurturing myself with food packs,
pretty decent to be fair though,
and some dangerous water problems.
That's the amount of water which is left for the rest of this month.
From one high to another low, this challenge definitely pushed me over my limits.
So all packed up, as you can see in the back there. I'm ready, but I'm going to leave my big camera here, so I'm going to document everything with this little thingy here.
So I took the public transport into the region of Lucerne, where I met up with my friends as the journey began. I've got some previous experience from my military service when it comes to surviving outdoors, but for this trip it was just us three.
So I've just been hiking for about 3 hours or something. The backpack is around, I don't know, 10 or 12 kilos, just making it a lot harder. We walked up already, what is it, nearly 1,000 meters above sea level.
With all the equipment and the water we had to carry, our journey was a lot slower than we expected. At the same time, the route we chose didn't help us either.
Jesus, there's still snow up here. Quads are cramping up. Just going to survive now.
I was pushing myself over my limits and slipping in the snow and the rocks, but we were lucky to reach the top just in time.
We walked up 1,500 meters above sea level. My Fitbit is saying that I've burned 5,000 calories so far.
I could barely go any further when the next surprise came along.
Guess what? We were at that lake. It was filled with mosquitoes. We couldn't even drink the water, so I don't know if I can survive without water.
I finished my sandwich and tried to save the water for my breakfast. That's why I went straight to bed. After day one, I've burned a total of 5,200 calories and did 30,000 steps, which are 22 kilometers. And the next day, the clear morning sky woke me up.
Good morning, guys. Jesus. Yeah, I didn't sleep too well either. I woke up every hour. I don't know if you can hear the cows already, but wow.
I heated up the little water I had left for my breakfast.
Some oatmeal for breakfast. Oh. Just that you guys can see what I'm actually looking at. I mean, what a view for breakfast, honestly.
After our breakfast, we packed up our things and got ready for our journey back down.
That's the amount of water which is left for the rest of this morning.
There was not much water left, but we had to continue our journey.
We were just absolutely crazy. It's so dangerous. So we walked yesterday up this whole bit there through real bits of snow, as you see, very slippery this morning.
We actually found a small path which was still very steep and slippery, but we managed to get down as our journey continued through some more cow fields.
Can you hear that, guys? Finally some fucking water. I've been walking for, what was it, 2.5 hours or so. That's moments when you realize how much you appreciate the small things.
Despite the fact it was mountain water, we used the water filter to clean out viruses and bacteria.
You take the water like that and then you just press. There we go.
I couldn't hold myself back any longer to drink that fresh mountain water.
I was craving for that moment.
After filling up our water bottles, we got down and used the boat to cross the lake.
Got some extra water for this time so I can survive this trip, because that was a bit critical yesterday, so hopefully better for today.
The extra water was needed as we spent the whole afternoon in the rays of the sun without any shade.
We made it to the top. Jesus Christ. Now look at this view.
The viewpoint was from Niederbauen, Chulm, a mountain peak offering a magnificent view across the Vierwaldstätter See.
Food packs for dinner. There we go.
And that's where most of my extra water went into.
So, it's time for dinner. Some chicken and rice. pretty decent to be fair though. So dinner was pretty alright. I don't know if I would eat it again, but a lot of people came up there as well to camp, so we're not the only people who had that idea, because I mean, look at that view, like, even that side, that's just fucking incredible. And then when the sun sets, it's even more crazier. So all packed up for tonight. Beautiful sunset. So I'll see you guys in the morning. There we go, guys. Got myself out of that sleeping bag. Just need a piss, so that's what I'm going over here. Look at that. I slept so nice this night. That's a good feeling.
Unfortunately, it was a cloudy morning, so we couldn't really see the sunrise. That's why we packed up all our stuff pretty early and continued our journey as the sun finally came out. That's the first forest we are in after quite some time, so pretty nice. Pretty cool as well. My power bank didn't do too much work, especially when you're taking a drone with you. If you're charging that, you lose a lot, but that's alright. Goal of the trip is to enjoy the nature and not to spend my time on the screen. My screen time is around, I think, 10 minutes. We have water issues again. At least I was resource full with the water I had. So there was no other way than continuing our journey through the woods of Cleveland just before we found more. Water! Water! Guys, we have fucking water. That's the #1 survival thing you need if you're going on a trip like that for 3 days. That's why most survival guys usually give up their trips as well, because they don't have enough water. These last 3 days were pretty hot. I usually drink around 3 to 4 liters of water per day, so that was pretty hard to survive out here with only a couple of streams to drink from. There's no better feeling than drinking fresh mountain water. Around 12 o'clock I had some nuts for lunch. After that short break, we left the woods and let the sun roast our bodies, and especially my neck and head. Another 2 hours later, we arrived at our final destination and took the gondola back down. Now, over these last 3 days, my Fitbit says that I completed roughly 100,000 steps and walked around 68 kilometers. However, the route itself was only 25 kilometers long and went 2,500 meters above sea level up and 2,500 down again. So ending our trip again on a boat. And honestly, if I think back, the best moment was on our first evening when we had to walk, I don't know, about 5.5 hours up there, and then we saw the sunset. It was just beautiful. My legs were giving up again towards the end. But that's it for today's video. Make sure that you smash that like button if you enjoyed this type of challenges, and make sure that you watch this video right up here where I was training like an Olympic sprinter for 30 days.